What's up, guys? It's Tom from Tech Time here, and today we got another video. We have an unboxing of the iPhone 8 Plus. Cam's 64 gig. This is the gold version. It's almost like a rose gold from what I've seen, but it's got the glass back. There's a little bit of the specs. It comes with a 5.5 inch screen, 1080 by 1920 pixels, so full 1080p. It's a 12 megapixel dual camera. We got 3 gigabytes of RAM, which is up. You get the Apple A11 Bionic chip, which is supposed to be so fast. It's got a 2675 megahertz lithium-ion battery. This is on the T-Mobile network. It's a little bit heavier at 202 grams this time because of the glass, which is heavier than the metal. It's another LED backlit IPS LCD touchscreen. Didn't go with the OLED this time. The iPhone 10 is going to have the OLED, so that should be a pretty nice screen, but the iPhone always makes really nice screens. This is going to have the True Tone ambient light sensor, so it changes depending on what kind of lights are around you. It's got the dual 12 megapixel cameras. One's an f1.8 optical image stabilization. The other one's f2.8, and that's the telephoto lens. And then they got new features with the portrait lighting and things of that nature for the depth effect. The front camera, 7 megapixel, f2.2, 1080p, video recording at 30 frames per second. The other feature is the rear camera on this has 4K at 60 frames per second, which is pretty unbelievable. So that's that. And actually another feature is the wireless charging. This has wireless charging now because of the glass back. So that's it with the specs. Let's get into the unboxing. From what I've seen on other review sites and what I've seen reading in the news is the Apple iPhone 8 hasn't been selling as well. Hasn't sold out like usual because this really should just be an iPhone 7s. But they called it an 8 and then they called the other one a 10. So I don't know if they're skipping the 9 or what they're doing. But here we go. We got the box open. Got the paperwork on the top this time. Designed by Apple in California. All the paperwork. Put that off to the side. Here's the star of the show. Look at that. That's one thing. I'm a huge Android guy, but you got to give it to iPhone. They make nice looking phones. Very elegant. Feels good. It's heavier. I like the heavier, so you know you're actually holding something. Look at that. I'll take the plastic off for all you creeps that like to listen to that. You get the double-sided. Oh, listen to that, huh? Look at that. That is beautiful. Now, the new iPhone 10 is going to have the bezel-less design with the notch on the top. This is pretty much an iPhone 7 Plus with a glass back. It's got, they call it gold, but it's almost like a rose gold outside the aluminum edges. Got the antenna bands are like a creamish goldish color. And the back is not so much gold, but like a cream gold almost. It's like a pinkish. And then the Apple logo is like a rose gold. The accents around the camera, really nice. Overall, it's a nice looking phone, it really is. You got stereo speakers, one on the bottom, the earpiece also doubles as a stereo speaker. It's supposed to be 25% louder this time. We'll find out in the full review. You got your volume rockers here. You can turn it on and off the sound, mute it. Power button, SIM card, and that's it. No headphone jack, unfortunately, but you can hook it up through the lightning port. You get your typical AC power port, which they never change. These are always the same. You know, maybe Samsung switched it up, put black in. They could have maybe put the same color as something just to differentiate themselves. Right here, you got the lightning cable to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This is so you can hook up headphones to your phone. Got the Apple earpods. They suck, I think. but whatever. Most people won't even be using them with this anyways. You got your lightning port, which I think this should have been USB Type-C. Get with the program, but Apple wants to keep everything proprietary, which is what they do so they can sell more products. Good for them. One thing that they didn't do, because I don't think they had the technology or they weren't ready for it, is they didn't have proprietary software for the wireless charging. You can use any QI enabled wireless charger. Samsung's work, Mophie works. Any other company really you're going to find is going to work with these. They do have an Apple pad coming out, which you can do 3 things: your Apple Watch, this, and then your Apple, what are they, AirPods, those wireless, stupid looking headphones, earpods. It's actually raised, I like that. But overall, it's a nice looking phone. Turn it on, see what happens. That's nice. 1080p on this, on the full size 7 Plus. Smaller one, I believe, still has 720p. This is definitely going to be a fingerprint magnet. You know, the big thing is now all these phones are glass. They're beautiful phones. But my guess is 80% of people use cases. So it's like everybody wanted glass, 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 glass. It looks nice. Oh, we don't want plastic backs anymore. But then you put a plastic cover on top of it. So it kind of defeats the purpose. Underneath you have a beautiful phone, but it's always covered by a plastic cover, which you have to, because anybody that goes out in the real world, you drop this thing's destroyed. So you put a case on it, then you don't have the glass. You don't even have the color anymore. You can put the clear plastic cases on, but they're not the same. So it's like, is it really worth paying all this money for this glass and these high-end materials when you could have high-end hardware with maybe less expensive materials in the outside, plastic or something of that sort, and you'd probably never notice because it has a case on it anyways. That's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I do love the glass feel on these phones, but at my house, very rarely I'll keep it bare, but other than that, they always have a case on them. I work outside in construction. I drop my phone on a construction site, it's done. Even with a rugged case, it's a good chance it's done. So we get the iPhone, the Samsung Galaxy S8 here, and you can see that the S8 is similar in size, height-wise. The iPhone 7 Plus is bigger. This has a 5.5, this has a 5.8, but this is 18:9 aspect ratio, which is 2:1, which is skinnier and taller. As you can tell, it's a lot skinnier. Me personally, I like the feel of this style phone, the bigger 5.5. If it had no bezels and it was all screen but wide like this, I'd like it a lot more. The Note 8, which I have, I'm actually filming on, so tell me if you guys like the video quality on the Note 8, is a little bit wider and taller, but it's still that tall aspect ratio, and I almost like this better. It feels better in the hand. It's wider, I personally think, but hey, to each their own. Another thing about this is DxOMark just rated this as the best camera out for a smartphone. I've seen a couple reviews. I'm going to do my own camera review, but I don't personally think it is. I think the Note 8 has, in my opinion, the best camera out in the market right now. I'll put them up against each other and see who wins, but this is rated by DxOMark the best. But they also worked with the OnePlus 5 to make their camera better, and in my opinion, it didn't do that good. So we're going to get into this up later. You can do a quick start now, and you can link it with any iPad or iPhone that's running iOS 11, bring it near it, and it will sign in automatically and restore everything on your old phone, which is a great feature because it takes all the time of signing into everything, and it's quick, as it says quick start. That's pretty much it from the unboxing. I'll have a real review coming up soon, and then I'll probably do an updated review. I'll put this up against speed-wise. That's my thing that I want to see the most. The A11 Bionic chip, supposed to be super fast, right up there with the MacBook Pros, which is really astonishing. And the Note 8 is super fast. I'm going to put it up against that, see what the speed is. I'm assuming the iPhone 8 Plus will win. They're always better optimized, the iOS, than the Android. But you know what? It's apples and oranges, really. But we'll see. And this is also running a lower quality screen. This is 1080p, where you get the Quad HD on the Note 8. But maybe I'll bring it down to 1080p on the Note 8, and we'll run them up against each other. Question of the day for you guys is, what do you think? Is it worth it to pay all this money for glass backs when you're just going to put a case on it? Or would you rather pay for top hardware, inside specs, but regular materials on the outside, plastic or something of that sort, something nice? Maybe one of my favorite designs of late was the LG V10. It was rubberized back, stainless steel on the side, and it felt great in the hand. I thought it was really nice looking phone. A lot of people hated it, but I thought it was nice, and it was rugged. And you know what? You put a case on that anyways. So in the comments below, let me know if you guys think it's worth to pay for all this glass back. This, I think, was $799 or $850, something like that. And the new iPhone X or 10, whatever the hell they're calling it now, is going to be $1,000 plus, and you're paying for these materials. And do you think it's worth it? Or would you guys rather have plastic backs with beautiful specs on the inside? Let me know in the comment section. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. This is Tom from Tech Time. I'll catch you on the next one.